Carlos Alcaraz denounces Novak Djokovic's lies. Novak Djokovic said after his victory over Carlos Alcaraz that in the second set he was in such bad shape that if he had lost it, he would have retired. This is a claim that the Spanish player did not take long to confess he doesn't believe, especially after what happened next. The world of tennis witnessed a new edition of the battle that has been going on for years between the greatest player in history, Novak Djokovic, who at 37 is still looking to expand a legend that is already infinite, and Carlos Alcaraz, who at 21 wants to claim the throne as the new dominant force in the sport. In this edition, they faced off on Djokovic's turf, where he has won 10 times, and precisely at the only Grand Slam that the Murcia native has yet to conquer. The outcome was devastating, with a 4-set victory for Djokovic after a comeback, leaving Alcaraz crushed, who had already lost the previous duel at the Paris 2024 Olympics. When Belgrade's legend is on the court, you can never count him out, especially when it seems like he's hitting rock bottom. That's what happened to Carlos, who, after winning the first set and dominating the second, saw the Serbian struggling physically, suffering to move, and in pain. This led him to lower his intensity, triggering a comeback that seemed impossible. The retirement was on the table. Or so Noel says after the match. Djokovic revealed that if he had lost the second set, he would have seriously considered retiring, as he didn't feel up to it. However, it seems that Alcaraz doesn't believe this, and in the post-match press conference, he stated that he didn't buy his rival's words. "I believe that someone thinking about retiring in the second wouldn't have played the way he did. I'm not going to go into details, but I don't think he would have retired," he said. Nevertheless, the Spaniard from El Palmar did acknowledge that he didn't think what Djokovic was doing was a show, and that if the Serbian got back into the match, it was because he allowed him to by lowering his own level. "I felt I was controlling the match and I let him get back into it. That was my biggest mistake. In the second set, I should have played a little better, pushing him harder." Although he doesn't hide the fact that when he faces someone physically diminished, he struggles to maintain the same rhythm and tension. When you see someone struggling physically, you don't play at the same level. On paper, it should be easier, but at the same time, you think about not making mistakes, so you don't hit it the same way you did before. Djokovic admits he almost retired against Alcaraz. Novak Djokovic once again proved on Tuesday that he is a true legend, not only of tennis but of sports in general. The Serbian took an epic battle against Carlos Alcaraz to seal his spot in the semifinals of the Australian Open, in which he faced physical issues. "I did it with my 2 legs and my 2 arms, I suppose. 1.5 legs. First, I want to express my maximum respect and admiration for Carlos and everything he represents," said the 10-time Melbourne winner on the court. Djokovic confessed that there were moments when he didn't see how he could continue playing due to the discomforts that sent him to the locker room near the end of the first set. "If I had lost the second set, I don't know if I would have kept playing. I started to feel better, to feel myself again. When the medication wears off, we'll see what the reality is tomorrow," he confessed. "I already had a similar injury here at the start of the tournament. A small injury can help you be more aggressive on the court, and it's something I will need against Zverev in a couple of days. An extra day off is perfect for me," he added, relating to his expectations for the remainder of the tournament. "I think it was my best match of the tournament and possibly one of the best played in the men's draw. I'm simply super proud of having taken it to the 4th set," he said. Djokovic added, "Carlos brings a lot of energy and intensity to the court. He always demands the best from his opponent to have a chance to win against him. I knew that when I came into the match. I think I started very well," said the Serbian, despite losing the first set. "Somehow, I managed to win the second. I started to feel better, I suppose, towards the end of the second and the start of the third. I began moving better," he explained. Djokovic believes there was a lot of energy on the court. "It was incredible. To be honest, it felt like a Grand Slam final. I wish it were," he added with a smile, and emphasized, "You have to give credit to Alcaraz for fighting. I think we both gave everything on the court tonight. I hope the people saw that." Murray wins everyone over with his gesture to Alcaraz after Djokovic's match. Andy Murray has been one of the most respected and beloved players on the circuit in recent years. His sportsmanship over the years is well known, and he continues now in his role as a coach. We saw this on Tuesday when, after the Australian Open quarterfinal match between Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz, he made a kind gesture towards the Spanish player. The Roland Garros and Wimbledon champion was in the locker room, downcast, doing recovery on the stationary bike, when the Scotsman came by to shake his hand and congratulate him for the performance he had just given. A highly praised action after a spectacular match that delighted the thousands of spectators who packed the Rod Laver Arena. This is the first major tournament in which Andy Murray is helping Novak Djokovic, and so far, the results couldn't be better. The Serbian seems to be returning to his best form in this Australian Open, where he's looking for his 25th Grand Slam and his 100th career title. For now, he's just 2 steps away. The first of them will come on Friday against Alexander Zverev, a tough opponent. Zverev takes over from Alcaraz. The ATP 500 in Rio de Janeiro has confirmed its list of entries, with the presence of Sasha Zverev, who replaces Carlos Alcaraz, who has been the main attraction of the event for the past 4 editions. The world of tennis has kicked off its season in a big way with the Australian Open, the first Grand Slam of the year, which has only a few days left. But once the action in Melbourne ends, there will be a short break before the players have to choose between 2 different paths: the American Tour to begin the clay court swing or play in Europe for the final bouts of the hard court season. Carlos Alcaraz, for example, after 4 years heading to Rio de Janeiro, will stay in Rotterdam this time. However, the Brazilian tournament has found a more than qualified substitute in the world number 2, Alexander Zverev. The ATP 500 in Rio de Janeiro will be played between February 15 and 23, and after revealing its list of entries, it has announced that 11 of the top 50 players in the world will be there. Zverev stands out above all, taking over from Alcaraz, but also, in this event, the only one of its level in South America. Players like Holger Rune, 13th in the world, Lorenzo Musetti, 15th, Alejandro Tabilo, 26th, and Sebastián Baez, 28th, will also compete. Baez, the defending champion, is hoping to become the first 2-time winner in Rio. The great tennis promise is in one of the main attractions of the tournament will be a local player, João Fonseca, one of the current sensations who made a splash in this Australian Open by eliminating Andrei Rublev, 9th seed, to reach the second round, where he was eliminated by Lorenzo Sonego. The young player, who last month won the next-gen ATP Finals and the Canberra Challenger, received a special invitation to play in the Rio tournament for the 2nd year in a row. The tournament continues its course and will seek to expand a highly decorated list of past winners, including Spaniard David Ferrer, 2015, Uruguay's Pablo Cuevas, 2016, Austrian Dominic Thiem, 2017, Argentine Diego Schwartzman, 2018, Serbian Laszlo Djere, 2019, Chile's Christian Garin, 2020, Spaniard Carlos Alcaraz, 2022, British Cameron Norrie, 2023, and Baez, 2024. Only Baez can repeat the title, something Alcaraz came very close to achieving in 2023, but he was injured in the final against Norrie, while last year he couldn't finish the match against Thiago Monteiro. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, because here, at Tennis Zone, we are dedicated to offering you the best content for the best audience. We provide in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and extensive coverage of everything related to the world of tennis. Join our community and be part of the excitement of the tournaments with us. Additionally, at Tennis Zone, we strive to provide up-to-date, high-quality content about players, tournaments, strategies, and the most relevant events in the world of tennis.